Are you dying to the invisible enemies?
Magic.
Does spawn protection need reverb? You have played this game for a long time, but no one really knows that. Welcome everyone. Today I will be showing you guys more suggestions that in my opinion will make the critical ops experience much more enjoyable. So without further ado, let's get it on. Let's start off with some map specific suggestions. Maps are the backbone of any kind of tactical shooter, and Critical Ops is no exception, but there are a few changes that could make them even better. In Raid, the footstep noises for mid and tunnel sound way too similar, making it impossible to tell where enemy players are coming from if you're holding a site, for example. Differentiating these sound effects would help so much with unnecessary confusion. In SOAR, I wanna focus on two things specifically, if you remember 1.45 update, where they opened the windows. Now you can finally make lineups, but the problem is that there isn't anything to make lineups from. So in my opinion they should add some kind of objects to the sky that allow easier and better lineups without jump throwing. The second thing I wanna briefly mention is the range of the explosion. In my opinion it's way too large in SOAR and should be slightly adjusted. But let me know in the comments below what do you think about this one. Now, Legacy is incredibly city-sided, but you already know that, right? B-side is almost impossible to take as a D-side, because classes fall bangable, the limited utility options, and the insane angles you have to clear when entering to the side. A-side as well, there is literally zero ways to throw utility without the risk of getting killed. My suggestion for A-side is that there needs to be some kind of opening to allow better utility usage. For example, this window. In B-side, I would change two things. Firstly, the close right angle is way too annoying when there is already multiple angles to deal with. So let's adjust the map layout a little. Secondly, I would again open up some room for the utilities. In Grounded Belong there's this weird lighting bug happening when you run across the site and your back is against the truck. And this is really minor, but in my opinion it can be also sometimes kinda distracting. Have you had this problem before on board? You're trying to smoke off or nade mid, but your nade gets stuck in the crate. Yeah, that's really frustrating. So my suggestion would be to smoothen out those crates that it's solid wall and the bounces are consistent. I don't know if you have noticed, but in Village the roof, when you run across it diagonally, there is this slight junky effect happening that affects your speed and overall is just annoying. So in my opinion the roof should be smoothened out, so there isn't any kind of small stuff like this happening. In my last suggestion video, I asked you guys in the comments below that what suggestions you guys would bring to the game if you had the chance. And there's multiple good ideas and suggestions you told me, but one suggestion specifically was really interesting to me and I really think it should be added into the game as well. And that was crosshair customization. I just think it should have been in the game from the beginning. If you're familiar with the game called Counter-Strike, then you probably already know what underhand throwing is. Essentially, it's a different way of throwing the nades. In my opinion, this should be added into the game, because it would allow so many different cool plays, pop flashes, smoke lineups and so much more happen that otherwise wouldn't be possible. So this suggestion is kind of like buy one, get two. If the first one is gonna be implemented, in my opinion the second one should be implemented to the game as well. So spawn protection. Yep, I don't know if you have already noticed, but it's kinda broken. You can literally just run and gun, and have the invincible barrier. And if you're against somebody who has that, you can literally do nothing. I'm gonna be brutally honest, I don't think that's a good game design. The way Counter-Strike, for example, deals with this is that you have spawn protection until you decide to actually play the game. Essentially, if you decide to shoot, if you decide to move, or do any major action, your spawn protection instantly goes away and you are open to enemy attacks. If you remember back in the past, there was this game mode called Skull Hunter. Basically, this mode was free-for-all format, and I really enjoyed that mode, and I think it was really useful for people who wanna just warm up or just have lots of fun. Unfortunately, this mode was taken off and we haven't seen it since, so let's bring it back. So here's the conclusion. We have to speed it up before this video gets way too long.
That's what she said!
So let's talk about visibility. CD visibility, in my opinion, still needs to be adjusted slightly, and I really would appreciate if we would make them slightly bit brighter, like this. Do you remember those sparks? Yep, those. At the moment those are almost invisible, so in my opinion those should be changed so particles actually mean something. The last 3 suggestions that I think should be added into the game are savable and shareable HUDs, return of the better player rewards, and different medals in the profile for different achievements. I even had 13 more suggestions to share with you guys, but unfortunately I think it would have been way too long and boring video to watch. But let me know in the comments below if you're interested to see more suggestion videos like these in the future. And also, while you're at it, please let me know your best suggestions in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye!